What's up, Sneaky Nation? Sneaky P here with all the news after week 1 of the regular season here in our Tennessee Titans franchise, and boy was it a good one. We had a showdown between the #1 overall pick Jameis Winston and the #2 overall pick Marcus Mariota, and Mariota came to play. 4 total touchdowns, 2 through the air, 2 on the ground for the rookie out of Oregon, and things are looking good for the Titans as they picked up their first victory of the season. Next up, we have the Cleveland Browns, and this is actually another winnable game for this Titans team, and we can easily start off our season 2-0, which would definitely be on the right track for this young team. Let's go ahead and check out what we have to do this week. The game prep I did off camera. It's just drills. I don't want it to get too repetitive. Team progression history. As you can see, I got all this from Mariota here. Just to show you guys what I did. Obviously, we will be focusing on him to get things going this season. You know, he's going to be our franchise quarterback. We need to develop him. We need to put the time into him. And let's go ahead and start upgrading him here. Manually upgrade. And this way you guys can be in on all the action. A lot of people said they wanted to see what I would be doing in terms of the upgrades. So right now, I think deep throw would be nice. But here's the thing. We are going to be playing a very conservative offense this year. I don't know that I have a wide receiver that's going to go down the field and make huge plays on a consistent basis. Mostly what I want to do is focus on those underneath short routes, stuff like that, and kind of play a conservative offense. I feel like that's our best chance to win this year. If we play too aggressive with the rookie quarterback, mistakes can be made very, very easily. Throwing the run's pretty good, although it hasn't seemed like it based on the game. Awareness is something we're going to need to upgrade. Carrying as well. We definitely don't want him to fumble the ball. Now, Mariota was very good at sliding down before taking some big hits, but you know, it only takes one time to jar that ball loose, and that could be bad news. Right now, we're going to put some time into medium throw accuracy, though. That is what we're going to focus on this week. Because getting those medium routes down are going to be perfect. Short throws, you tend to complete a lot of them anyway. I want to focus on the middle of the field. Now that we're at 91, I feel comfortable focusing on other things for the next go-round. Let me know what you guys would like to see from him. That speed, man, that was so cool with his ability to run the ball in that last week. Bishop Sankey, let's see what we can do with him carrying. That's priority #1 with him right now. We need to get his carrying up. I cannot afford to have him fumbling the ball. So until we get that up, that's probably the only thing we will focus on with him. Huff, definitely get that zone coverage. Again, it's a lot more difficult to upgrade players in this new Madden, and I love that. I love that it's based on your performance on the field. And I think that shows here early on. You know, you can't really get a whole lot of XP going through training camp or drills or stuff like that. So it's really coming down to their performance on the field, which is the way it should be. That was always something I was very critical about with previous Madden. So I'm really liking that this year. And it's going to be a grind. It's really going to be a grind to get this Tennessee Titans team where we need them to be. But I'm looking forward to every step of the way, let me tell you. So a few things we need to do today is, one, let's go mess with the sliders a little bit. The slider set overall was pretty good. I'm not going to hate on it. There's some things that we need to work on, though. For our team, I felt pretty comfortable with the stats that the Buccaneers put up. I felt pretty comfortable with all the stats, to be honest. I do think it needs to be a little bit more difficult. What I might do is move this down to 70, the pass coverage. For run blocking, I'm going to move down to 30 over here. Their run blocking was fine. I mean, they got good yardage from Doug Martin there. Their pass coverage, we're going to move up to 40. And that might change. I don't know. That might be going too far in the other direction. I don't know. It's really going to take some time to learn the intricacies of all this. Both teams, I'm going to move the interceptions up to 50. We'll do that both sides, and we'll give this a shot and see how this works out. Overall, I was pretty happy with those sliders, but, you know, we could always afford to change some things. Look at this. Wow, the Colts lost their opener, and that is huge for us because everybody's kind of assuming the Colts own the division. Here's the thing. We're probably not competing for the division this year. I know we started off well with the win over the Buccaneers. We might even get a second win against the Browns. I definitely feel like that's a team we could beat. But the Colts are probably going to win the division. But right now we have a leg up on them, and that's always nice to see. We'll get to the stats in a second. Let's go ahead and check out some weekly awards right here. Drew Brees leading the way for the NFC, 25 of 34, 326 yards, 6 touchdown passes. Wow, the Saints absolutely dominated. He got sacked 3 times. He ran it 12 times for 24 yards. That's a lot of rushes for Drew Brees. Anthony Barr for the Vikings, 12 tackles, 3 sacks for him. Kirksey, the middle linebacker for the Cleveland Browns, 13 tackles, a sack, and an interception. And then the AFC Offensive Player of the Week in his NFL debut, Marcus Mariota, 17 of 26, only 191 yards. He didn't do all that great passing the ball, we know that. He did have 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, but he got sacked once. But 8 carries, 70 rushing yards, and 2 touchdowns. 4 total touchdowns for the rookie in his debut. That is something to be proud of. Marcus Mariota starting his NFL career off right. Let's go ahead and check out some of the stats from around the league. Mostly, we'll probably focus on our division right now. Nope, a little bit of lag there. Focus on our division right now. Brian Hoyer ended up winning the starting quarterback spot for the Texans. He had a little bit of a battle with Mallett. Actually, Mallett's down here too. I take that back. Maybe Mallett went down with an injury. I don't quite know what happened there. Yeah, he only threw for 15 yards and a touchdown. 2 of 3, so maybe he got hurt. I don't know. It looks like Mallett was probably starting, and maybe he came out after a while because there's not an injury logo next to their name, which there would be otherwise. Either way, right now, Mariota pretty much leading the way. Again, only 191 yards. He didn't break that 200-yard mark. Everybody else did, but Mallett really didn't get too far past it. Neither did Bortles. We do see Andrew Luck had a good game, 256 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception for him. Rushing the ball, Bishop Sankey. Right now, he has the most carries in the NFL. He's a younger guy, but we are really going to be relying on him. Like I said, we're going to be playing a conservative offense this year, and that means a lot of running the ball. And I love what he's given us so far. In fact, Mariota's actually second in the division in terms of rushing yards. No other team really did a whole lot on the ground here. Arian Foster averaged 5.2 yards a carry, but they weren't really running it too often. The Texans, it doesn't look like any team really ran it a whole lot. We did see 16 carries from Frank Gore and 18 from Denard Robinson. But overall, not a whole lot going on there within the division anyway. Receiving the ball, Garrett Graham leading the way with 7 catches. Andre Johnson changing teams in the division. Still the AFC South. Now he is catching passes from Andrew Luck, and he had a great connection with Luck in his first game with the Colts. 7 catches, 120 yards. We see Graham got a touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, who's taken over as that number 1 wide receiver for the Texans, 6 catches, 86 yards. Allen Hurns, the second-year player from Miami, 5 catches, 66. Delaney Walker on this list, 5 catches, 91 yards for him. And then here is DGB. I was really thrilled with him. That catch he had on the 1-yard line was spectacular. But the touchdowns through the division, Garrett Graham, Kobe Fleener, T.Y. Hilton, Denard Robinson, Kendall Wright, and Doran Dickerson leading that category right now. In terms of defense, let's see what we got. 13 total tackles for DeQuell Jackson, a player I like a lot. Huff, second on that list with 12, even though only 3 of those were solo. Irvin with 11, Newsom with 11, and Brandon Spikes with 11 sacks. 2 sacks for J.J. Watt. The guy is an animal, and he is continuing his dominance this season early on by the looks of things. Ryan Davis going to have 1.5 sacks. Vinny Curry with 1.5. Henry Anderson, the rookie from Stanford, going to get a sack there for the Colts. Chris Smith for the Jaguars. Jonathan Newsom getting a sack, the second-year player, as well as Zach Kerr. Then a bunch of half sacks here for some players. No sacks on the day for the Tennessee Titans. That is something that we are going to have to keep an eye on as we move forward. Let's go check out interceptions while we're here, actually. Interceptions. DeQuell Jackson also getting an interception. Such a great player. Devon House going to get an interception for the Jaguars. Telvin Smith, the second-year player from Florida State, getting an interception, as well as Paul Posluszny. A lot of interceptions for the Jaguars there as they start their season out right. I believe they also got a win. Randy Bullock, 2 of 3, Suckup 1 of 1, and Vinatieri 1 of 1. No field goal attempts for Scobie. Punting, you see Anger leading the way. In terms of distance, we got Kern. 2 punts, average of 50 yards there. In terms of returns, Trey McBride, the rookie from William & Mary, leading the way with 29.5 yards per return. Punt returns here. Looks like Chris Polk, a hard-hitting running back, is going to be down here leading the way in terms of punt returns. Let's go ahead and check out the division. Let's see who the Colts lost to, because that one is an interesting battle there. The news videos are probably going to be a little bit longer this season just because we're going to be checking out the other team's roster as well as doing everything else. Standings. Yeah, let's go up to week number 1. Let's see what battle went down. League schedule. Who beat the Colts, man? I think they're going to be a great team this year. So we can check out all the division games. The Chiefs beat Houston, beat the Texans at Houston, 23-13 there. Let's see, the Colts lost to the Bills on the road, 24-31. I did not anticipate a loss for the Colts there, but a lot of the moves the Bills made seem to be paying off. Last but not least, we need to find the Jaguars. Where are they at? I must have passed them. Where are they? Okay, here we are. They beat the Carolina Panthers 14-6. Their defense really stepping up and playing a huge role, only allowing 6 points. We also saw that they got 3 interceptions as well, and that's going to give the Jaguars an early season win. So really, anything could happen in this division early on. Who knows? Maybe the Colts aren't going to come together like we all think they are. Depth chart, let's go ahead and check out the Browns depth chart. They are next on our list, and Johnny Manziel is leading the way. The second-year quarterback from Texas A&M, only rated out as a 72 overall. He does have the ability to scramble, though. The second-year quarterback from South Carolina, Connor Shaw, is going to be his backup. Isaiah Crowell and Terrence West, a decent 1-2 punch for rookies last season. Let's see what they can do their second year in the league. See if they've gained some experience. They also have Duke Johnson out of Miami and that third-string spot. Jackie Battle, the veteran fullback from Houston. Pretty good player there. Josh Gordon, a huge threat, and our corners are going to have to be on their A game if we want to stop him. Dwayne Bowe coming over from Kansas City. Had a little bit of a down year last season. Actually, a big down year last season, but he is a touchdown machine, capable of putting up points, and he's definitely going to pose a threat to our defense. Andrew Hawkins going to be their third-string wide receiver, and then Brian Hartline, another veteran player coming over for the Browns in the receiving game. Barnage is going to be their tight end. They also have Hauser here. They have a big hole to fill as they lost Jordan. So that's going to be something to kind of keep an eye on as we move forward as well. Joe Thomas, one of the best left tackles in the NFL. I mean, looking through their offensive line, they have a beast offensive line. Their only hole is going to be at right tackle, and that is where we are going to need to take advantage. So while they have some younger, inexperienced running backs, you know, they got a good offensive line to run behind. Randy Starks at left end for them, the veteran from Maryland. John Hughes out of Cincinnati, going to be their right end at defensive tackle. Phil Taylor from Baylor, and Danny Shelton, the rookie out of Washington. Definitely a guy to keep an eye on. He is going to be a good player in this league. Barkevius Mingo at left outside linebacker, the third-year player from LSU, 85 overall. Carlos Dansby, a great cover middle linebacker, and a veteran who's been doing it for a long time, as well as Kirksey. This is a guy that we need to pay attention to. He just won Defensive Player of the Week for the AFC, and he's a guy capable of making plays, a second-year player from Iowa. Right outside linebacker, you have Paul Kruger. At cornerback, Joe Hayden, one of the best in the NFL, Tremont Williams and Kawan Williams, the two Williams brothers here, rounding out that core with Gilbert as well. Justin Gilbert, the second-year player. Tashawn Gibson is going to be their free safety, and Dante Whitner out of Ohio State, a very good player. Hartley, their kicker. Punter Andy Lee, one of my favorites, as you guys may know. Justin Gilbert and Andrew Hawkins are going to be their return guys here for kick returns, and then Tremont Williams is going to be their punt returner. Let's go through, check to see if they have any injuries before we get going. Injury report. And luckily right now, the Titans have been avoiding the injury bug for the most part. Brandon Harris, that was before we got going here. Let's see. Oh, I passed the Browns, didn't I? Browns, they have Craig Robertson, but that's kind of good for them, as we just saw what their backup was capable of doing. Malcolm Johnson, the fullback, is going to be out, and Zach Mettenberger, the guy that we traded to them, is also out with an injury. I forgot that we traded him to the Browns, and in fact, based on his rating, he is likely going to take over Johnny Manziel as their starting quarterback if Manziel doesn't come out swinging here early on. He did get a win in his first game, so that's something to keep an eye on. Let's also really quick go check out the Browns' first game and kind of see who they played and what led to their victory. Because if Johnny Manziel keeps it up, Mettenberger might be a wasted trade for them. Browns, oh, they beat the Jets. That's not bragging a whole lot. You're not doing a whole lot if you're beating the Jets. No offense. And as you can see, Mettenberger was playing before he went down with the injury, and he was looking pretty good at 169 yards, 93.5 quarterback rating, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. Fitzpatrick has won the starting job in New York. As you see, Geno Smith is his backup, 2 interceptions for him there. Johnny Manziel, only 38 yards passing, 3 of 4 though. So he got in late in the game when Mettenberger went down. Crowell leading the way in terms of yards, but Terrence West did have a touchdown for them, as well as Duke Johnson, the rookie running back from Miami. All right, who got their receiving touchdown here? And it is going to be Terrence West out of the backfield. Okay, so stepping up again, they got that good offensive line. We already know what Kirksey did, stepping up for the injured players. So it's going to be an interesting matchup. It's definitely one I think we are capable of winning. I am looking forward to it, guys, and I will see y'all there. Later.